Good morning everyone. Hope you all done your VII exam very nicely. So again welcome back to our virtual e-learning science class. So students, anybody memorize our chapter name? What we discussed? Yes. Lesson 10, motion and measurement of distances. Is it? Anybody remember what all are the things we discussed, children? Yes. What are the things? We discussed about motion. Is it? And history of motion also we discussed. Is it, children? Okay, fine. Then actually what is motion, children? This session I'm going to discuss with you about motion and types of motion. Okay, so we can go through it. Okay, actually what is motion, children? We already discussed if any object move its position or change its position, we call it as a motion. So if any object that change its position, we can call it as a motion. That we already discussed, right? And now let's check about what are the types of motion. Okay, like some objects moving very fastly, so we can call it as a fast motion. Okay, and some object which is moving very slowly, that we can call it as a slow motion. Okay, so from the name itself you can understand about fast and slow motion. So students, now we are going to learn about PCR. Why teacher is saying about PCR in this class? Actually now we familiar that word PCR checkup, right? For corona, right, children? That PCR is entirely different from this PCR. Here we can classify motion into 4 types: P, C, R and S. Okay, P, C, R, S. We can classify motion into, it's not a PCRS. I'm just giving clue for you. It is a tip for you. You have to learn like that, PCRS. Okay, so P is periodic motion. Periodic motion. C for circular motion. C for circular motion. And R for rotational motion. Rotational motion. And S for straight motion. So what are the different types of motion, children? That are periodic motion, circular motion, rotational motion and straight motion, PCRS. Okay, so let's check the differentiation between these motions. Okay, look at this example, children. We can say like that it is the rotation and revolution of the earth. Okay, it is actually a periodic motion. And bouncing ball, this also a type of periodic motion. So from the examples we can understand periodic motion means it repeats at regular interval of time, right? It is repeating continuous process, that is periodic motion. Okay, so periodic motion, it is a type of motion in which object or part of it repeats its motion at a regular interval of time, that is revolution of earth at regular interval of time. Okay, and pendulum of a clock, this also periodic motion. Okay, look at this picture, children. We can see hands of clock. It is moving like a circular motion, right? And satellites that move around the earth in a circular manner. And also earth revolving around the sun in a circular motion, right? So from these examples, we can understand some type of motion that is in a circular way, right? This we called as a circular motion. So we can say like that it is a type of a motion and object move in a circular path, that we called as a circular motion. Okay, next we can check about the rotational motion. Look at the picture, children. We can see an axis that is passes through the object, like an axis that is passed through the earth in a rotational way. So rotational motion is a type of motion in which object spins on its own axis. Okay, it spins on its own axis. That type of motion we call as rotational motion. Next, we can check about the straight motion. Straight motion is very easy. You can understand. An object is moving in a straight line. We can call it as a straight motion. Let's take the examples. Motion of a vehicle along straight road, or motion of a train on straight track. These are the examples of straight motion. Okay. So students, in straight motion, object which is moving in a straight way. Okay, that we can call it as a straight motion. Clear all of you? These are the 4 different types of motion. Okay, with examples you have to learn. Okay, and read the chapter at least 3 times. So what all are the different types of motion, children? Periodic motion, circular motion, then rotational motion and straight motion. Okay, so children, it's not a tough question, but I'm going to ask one question to you. You have to say that answer of this question in our DCS time. Let's discuss that. That is motion of a child on a swing. Can you say which type of motion is this? Okay, and we can discuss it. Okay, so children, today's topic question for you. What is the another name of straight line motion? You have to check it and say the answer within 1 hour. Okay, so we can meet in our next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.